Hey you guys. Real quick note before the video gets started is I'm editing it right now and got my washing machine's on in the background. That's kind of why I started talking about it in the video, you'll see. But I didn't realize how loud it came through during the video, so I apologize. I'm actually trying to use editing software right now to try to take that out as much as possible. If you hear like a quacking sound or something in the background, it's my washing machine. So I apologize, but anyway, so here's the here's the video. Hey everyone, and thank you for tuning in to my channel. Much appreciated. So thanks as always, and I hope everyone's doing great. So I just wanted to put something out there real quick and see if I get any feedback or anything like that as I can continue to kind of explore the reality. I'm convinced, that the reality of like psychic abilities or whatever you want to call them are real. Like, conceptually, it makes sense. And there's a lot of great people out there who display this gift. I'm not good at it at all, so it's something that just kind of I fell into and started practicing with. Sometimes I have really great success, and sometimes I don't. And I'm really hard on myself too sometimes when I'm not accurate, but I'm so happy when it is. So, but I'm trying to realize, I figured out like the reasons for that kind of thing, because I was like, well, why the hell is it wrong sometimes, and why is it just right? And it's not a matter of, here's my understanding of it anyways, is there's a lot of energy everywhere. And when you're trying to receive like messages sometimes, whether it's visually or even audibly, it's not just easy. It's not like it just stuff happens, and you can see it. For some people it is. It's not for me. It's a struggle sometimes, believe it or not. But it's like, if it were that easy to hear non-physical energy, we would hear people thinking all the time. It would drive me crazy. But anyways, I found when I'm doing things, like I'm my own worst enemy, I think. Because even if I clear a space and there's nothing around me, no one around me, and I'm not talking to anyone physically, I've learned that, remember, our souls are databases. They are full of information. And they absorb things too around us when we're not even aware, So it's just, but that aside, though, it's just we are a compilation of our knowledge and experiences and emotions and everything like that. And oftentimes when we're thinking, it's us, just drawing up words. Like right now, these words I'm using to talk to you, or, when you're having a conversation, we don't really think things through. We hear stuff and we process it immediately. And what's interesting, one extremely irritating and aggravating thing that I've experienced is even when I shut off my conscious mind, if you listen or if you open up to, say, like non-physical energy, you will become aware of your own mind, like that very database. Because remember, it's in there, and words are stored, images are stored, and just like we can talk fluidly real time, so can your subconscious. And I've tried to have fun with it, and I can actually talk to my own. It's like talking to yourself. It's using, rather than me, it's like you just step back and then you ask a question and your mind answers it, and it sounds like you. And it's just, it's an interesting phenomenon. It's just that it doesn't have the physical vessel to speak to. It's just like, it's like your soul on autopilot, if you will. And but that can really get in the way of like trying to receive a message, say, for example, because if you're tuning into your own energy accidentally, you could actually hear yourself maybe guessing what the answer is, or denying it altogether, or accepting it, or it's just like it can go any which way. So the trick is to hear what's incoming and not even kind of what's inside your head. And even that's hard to differentiate, because our souls are fluid. Because sometimes it's weird. Like sometimes this is crazy, I know, but if you think about it, being 100% honest here too, but like let's say I'm in a noisy environment, um, it's really crazy because once you start to connect with this energy, this is my experience. It can get really like out of control. Like if I'm just sitting at home and no one's home, and like I'm running the dishwasher and the dryer, so it's like in the background or whatever, and I'm thinking about something, the sound of my thoughts get caught up with, how like in your head it usually sounds silent, it just like sounds like yourself in your own accent or your own country, wherever you're from, but you just kind of, when you think your own thoughts, it just sounds like you, basically, but silent. You don't really hear your actual voice and the volume and everything like that in your head as if you were speaking out loud. Anyways, so sometimes when I think, like if the washing machine is going in the background, and then I'm thinking like, oh man, I'm hungry, like what should I eat? Cheeseburger. I don't know. I had cheeseburgers yesterday. Maybe I'll get Chinese food, right? And then as I'm thinking, my thoughts, as I become aware of the washing machine, rather than hear my my own normal voice, like as I hear it in my head, it's like, it starts to match the rhythm of the washing machine. Like, what should I have for dinner today? And then sometimes it starts to like go like that as I'm thinking, and then it carries outside my head. No lie, like, and then I have to like be like, oh my god, that was weird. So then I just have to like ignore my washing machine, and then just kind of focus inside my head for a while. Because everything has a duality. Everything physical has a non-physical counterpart. It just does. And from what I understand, and it makes sense because so whatever this thing is, washing machine is doing, it's also making noise, physically and non-physically. Just like I have a body, physical body, and it has a non-physical counterpart. Every aspect of that washing machine has a non-physical counterpart, and that can be distracting too, because like the voices, what they sound like, whether it's me thinking in private or trying to have a communication and sending messages to the afterlife or spiritual realms and trying to receive them, it can get so noisy and chaotic sometimes. And one of the struggles I found is just how to differentiate that, because it's not just like your thoughts can carry outside your head. I've heard it happen and get caught up in different volumes and rhythms. It's weird, and based on what's going on around you, if you lose focus, or even if you don't, it just naturally does that. The more I become aware of this field of energy that's everywhere. So I don't know if it's like an issue for some people. Sometimes it's entertaining, sometimes it's not. Sometimes it's spot on, sometimes it's not. Like I like to practice with cards sometimes, and sometimes I'll hear like, oh, it's a joker, and I'm like, oh, and it's a joker. I'm like, whoa, and then so like I flip it over and I ask for help, like from my guides, for example, spiritual guides, and then it's like on point for a while. I'm like, that's amazing. And then sometimes I try and it is completely off, and I know they're not lying to me, and it took me a long time to figure out why I'm hearing. I'm like, it's a Jack of Hearts. Why would you tell me a Three of Spades? They're not even the same color. One's a face card, one's a like a number. So you guys are just way off. Like, why am I hearing it? It's like, oh, we didn't say that actually. Sometimes I hear their answer, sometimes I don't. But it's like what it is, from what I understand, it's like my own excitement sometimes. Even if I'm calm, I have this issue where, it could be my own database going like, maybe it's a 3, maybe it's a 4. You know what I mean? And then like, but you don't hear that because it's in your subconscious or several layers down. Maybe it's a 7, maybe it's an 8, and then it travels outside your head. Or you hear it in your head and you think it's your guide sending you a message. And sometimes it just comes through and that's what you hear, loud and clear. And then sometimes it's like, and sometimes I will hear several answers and I'm like, oh, here we go. It can't be a 3 of clubs and a 4 diamonds, and a 10 and a jack and a joker at the same time. And then it turns out to be a 9 of clubs. So I've heard that happen before too, where I just hear all this information. And remember, our database is fluid. It's just like a pond. When you throw a rock in it, information can easily ripple. It doesn't take much to activate it. Then it just takes our thought or intent or awareness, and we start thinking. And we can speak fluidly and draw up all, immediately, all the knowledge and words that we have stored in us to communicate. And this can happen automatically. Just ding, and then this stuff just happens. And it's like, it's maddening sometimes. Anyways, I just kind of wanted to share that, and it's a struggle sometimes, and I don't think there's an easy answer to accuracy other than practicing. And some things work better for other people, but I just wanted to share this for a couple reasons. One, because I think it's important, because sometimes it's good to know why the answers are different. You're not being lied to. You're not being tricked or anything like that. The energy is coming from somewhere. There's so much energy everywhere. I'm starting to learn that, like if there's other people around, it could be coming from them. And literally, like if you start having a conversation with someone's close to you, like on the bus, your conversation could like ping off someone else's database or soul next to you, and their subconscious mind or their soul, you could have a conversation literally with somebody's soul as if you were speaking to them out loud, because it literally it's them. It's the same information they use. It's just that there's no physical outlet, if you will. So it's like on autopilot. It's a true phenomena, and it's really fascinating. And sometimes like if you're not trying, just energy zinging all over the place, and interfering with your conversation in so many ways. And it explains too sometimes when I'm sitting there and just hear random stuff and can't figure out why. That's just part of the reason. But it makes sense about the nature of energy and how it works. So, but anyways, I just wanted to share that because I think hopefully this helps. Maybe if other people have had this experience or they don't know why, or have a good answer or more information to add to it as far as how these dynamics work, and also like what techniques work for you. Because again, I don't think there's any proper technique. I think there's focus, and I think some things work better for some and not others, and it takes consistency and skill. And like with anything, skill comes naturally for some people, and others have to work on it. Anyways, so I just thought this was real interesting, and just one of the challenges. Sometimes it's fun, sometimes it's not. Of trying to navigate this sort of thing now that I'm much more open to it and experiencing it for good or bad. But so there you go. And thanks again for watching. Much appreciated. So you guys take care, and we'll see you later.